Welcome back to Know Before You Owe. I'm excited to have Grant Marple, the co-CEO of Atlas Title, with us today. And I wanted this to be a really good informational session for consumers to realize what the cost of title insurance is and that all title companies are not created equal. So it's important to always get information, be educated, to be empowered, to know your choices, to know what's out there and know that a lower price doesn't mean or service. So thanks, Grant, for being here. I appreciate you.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me on, Jim. Looking forward to chatting with everyone.
Awesome. And so let's talk about Atlas Title. Can you share the backstory about the company and what marketplace you're in?
Yeah, so Atlas Title was birthed in California as one of the first title insurance underwriters in several decades to be approved. Our existence really was there to help educate and bring awareness to title and escrow and what it costs and what you're getting. Today, we're now in 38 states across the country. And really, people ask kind of how we're different. We're just really more transparent with title insurance regarding the fees and what you're getting. And so looking forward to educating more folks about that, specifically homeowners. Yeah, it's funny, Jim, we talk about title and homeowners are actually the ones that get to choose the title and escrow company. More times out of none, it's usually the realtor or lender who does that. But I think that's one thing that is a little in the dark per se, is people aren't aware that they can choose a title and escrow company. So we're doing just a job to give that awareness to consumers out there.
Awesome. And for consumers out there buying their first home or refinancing their 10th home, title insurance covers the lender on the loan itself and the property for any type of non-disclosure elements and things that may come up that were not properly disclosed. And there are things that come up. Can you tell me on average, do you get 2% of the claims out there? Is it 50% claims? The average?
So I think the thing that's important to realize is that we do our job in order to prevent a claim. That's kind of what the title insurance process is. I would say the most popular one that we see is mechanics lien. And so if you are doing construction on a house, some bill might become unpaid. And say you're going to close on a property and that mechanic files with the county a claim, that will pop up on title before we close. And therefore, it will need to be paid off. So that's probably the most practical example that we see come in terms of claims, is that mechanics lien will pop up. It's probably the most common thing, specifically in California with so many people doing home improvement or construction. It's been a hot topic for us.
Cool. And it makes sense, right? People just need to know that title can be more expensive also, depending on what company you're working with or what county and what state you're in, right? Every state is unique. And even some counties are different. I mean, you guys are licensed throughout California, for example, when certain title or escrow companies are only licensed in certain counties, right? You guys have done the hard work to go get some random, county approved. They may do 5 transactions a year, right? But you're throughout the state, which is really powerful.
Definitely. I think that's a unique thing. It is very much geographical based on pricing, which a lot of our clients that we do work with, like yourself, Jim, will close loans throughout the state of California. And so you want that transparency. And we get the question a lot is, hey, you're doing the same title and escrow deal here in, Sacramento, California as you are in Orange County, California. What's the difference in price? And I think it's just been legacy infrastructure of different folks that feel like, hey, we need to charge based on region. And so we have a flat fee based on, loan amount, purchase price, and zip code. And it really doesn't change based on geographic area for the most in California.
And that's really important to know, because as a loan officer, right, or as a real estate professional, I want to get the maximum benefit and optimize the solution for my clients. So if I'm aware that Atlas is 50% less than the competitor, that money can be used to either get credits for improvements on the property or drive the interest rate down or just be less cash to close. And those are all really valuable things right now, with everyone being very sensitive about budgets and making big life event decisions. So it's powerful to know that the consumer has a choice, that the agents should be aware of other solutions that exist. And that's really about us doing our job and being trusted advisor. If I'm not doing that, I'm really not doing a service to my client, which is the most important part. Really cool. Are you seeing growth in the refinance space right now? We're towards the end of the year and rates seem to be kind of falling off. Is it Is it cyclical where you have refinance volume and purchase volume?
Yeah, just this last month, we have seen a uptick in cash out refinances where I think a lot of people are consolidating debt or paying off different things. And even with rates being, in the mid sixes, there's definitely that pent up demand for refinances. So this month, we saw about a 20% increase month over month just across the board in terms of refinances. I would say the last probably 36 months, it's been a combination of a lot of HELOCs, people tapping equity in their house. Then obviously just the residential purchase market it's kind of flattened out a little bit. So definitely more in the last 60 days in terms of inventory, more stuff going into escrow. A lot of buyers, I would say, getting deals per se or below listing price, where I think historically the last 5 years, we've seen kind of this upward trend of over ask and multiple offers. It's starting to even out a little.
Definitely. I can see that also being a really great time for people to understand, A, they have choices. B, it doesn't cost anything to write an offer, right? It doesn't, You can go write an offer and a good agent will encourage you to do that, right? If it's, 30% off the asking price, that's probably a little low, but an offer is an offer and it's worth making right now. And as rates go lower, we also know that buying power goes higher for all your competition. So it truly is best to always be against the grain. If everyone's over here doing something, it's sometimes nice to be in front of that or behind it to be able to take advantage of that for your own goal. Let's talk about the actual process of getting title insurance or escrow and working with escrow. I can only open an order after I'm either in contract or I own a property. Is that kind of the basics of how I would work with Atlas Title?
Definitely. I would say that's most case the most common way. Occasionally we'll get someone reaching out to look at a property before they might open escrow on it, which just happened. That's more regional. But in most cases, unless there's a transaction happening, you wouldn't engage us on anything. The unique thing, Jim, that we kind of set up is a universal online instant rate calculator. So if you're a borrower out there or a realtor or a lender, you can go to our website, atlastitleco.com, and pull our fees to get a general idea of what they might look like and just get educated around it, right? Because I think most cases, even real estate professionals are used to maybe a handful of title companies that they've worked with for several decades, and they just assume it's all the same per se. And so that's what we've done, is just saying, hey, we're not here to change the process. We're just educate you that you have another option in the event your client is looking to save money. And I was joking with someone the other day, usually the people that have the most wealth are the most looking at every fee on that fee sheet. And so we've been a great option for our clients to say, hey, we partner with Atlas Title and Escrow. We're going to save you anywhere between 30 to 40%. We had a scenario that we saved someone $12,000 on a purchase of a house in Orange County, California. And it was already in escrow. And they found us and said, hey, how do we get these fees? Is it the same process, same insurance? And so through that educational process, we've gotten several referrals from that homeowner, actually, which was kind of a cool story to see. And so definitely just trying to push people to say, hey, go look at it, call us if you have any questions. But our process is pretty straightforward once you open escrow.
That's cool. And again, transparency is key. So you have to look at service you're getting, right? Expertise and value and expense. And so all those things may be, Atlas might be the perfect fit on one thing. Maybe there's a crazy land gas station deal where you guys aren't the right fit. But either way, just having the transparent facts. We'll make sure we put your link to the fees and rates in our podcast here to make sure people can look at those things and know that those options are available, which is awesome. So sounds like locally, great time to be a buyer. Sounds like nationally, you guys are expanding to different footprints. And I always like to end our interviews with, what are the next 5 things you should have either consumers or realtors or your partners think about when they're choosing a title company, or where are you looking forward to as the kind of goal or next horizon for Atlas?
So one of the things we always do our best in educating our client and partners on the value of the title insurance process, but not only the value, but like, what are you getting behind that? And so what I mean by that is today we're actually helping our clients close deals. And I question, hey, when was the last time your title and escrow partner actually talked about fees and helping you close a deal or help your borrower save money? It's going to be rare that anyone talks about fees in our industry. They're going to talk about calendars and pens that they drop off at the local office, which is great, but it isn't really our expertise per se. And so what we've basically partnered with a couple of the larger brokerages and lenders in the country is Atlas Title Buyer's Advantage program. And really the thought process, Jim, is when you're writing an offer, you can basically include that you want to pay for title and escrow fees as the buyer, and you might be able to get a credit from your lender. And in most cases, we saw about a 40 to 50% increase in those offers get accepted compared to the other offers that might be waiving appraisal or home inspection. And so we've just been really giving education to our clients saying, let us be a reason why you either save money for your homeowner or actually get a deal through for a buyer that might be searching for 6 to 7 months. So I always say, hey, compare your options. I think even for myself, right, as we think about insurance in general, fire insurance has gone up, homeowners insurance. And if you're getting that same type of policy, but you might be saving a substantial amount of money, I think everyone right now is looking for ways to get creative to save. And so we've been that partner for a lot of people. On our website, I think we're close to $13 million that we've saved California homeowners in the last 5 years. And that's a live ticker that goes every day of just educating people on, it's a one-time fee when you purchase the house or refinance. It isn't a monthly fee like other insurance companies, and definitely reach out if we can help get a fee quote or educate you on the process. We're happy to answer any questions, but I think, using us as an asset behind your transaction is a big deal.
Awesome, man. Well, I always appreciate you. You do a great job empowering clients, educating real estate professionals, and you put the money in the right category, right? I don't need a flyer. I don't need people to say hello to me. Yeah. I just want the best service, the best value, and that's driven to the local level, and people just need to know that they have choices. So I really appreciate you being on. As you know, we're know before you owe, or we want to help consumers, real estate agents, community realize that they have choices in the matter, and we want to make sure they get those choices figured out so that they can make a great long-term decision. So I really appreciate your time today. And again, Grant Marple, thanks for all you do, and we'll put all your stuff in our video, and have a great day.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.